Okay, so we've just got back from Truckfest and we've gone through the truck and we have come up what was the problem. Now, on the monster truck's engine, this is it here. What we've done a leak down test on all the cylinders. So we take all the spark plugs out, turn it over and see how much leakage by on the piston rings. And it's also what we're doing, we're listening to see if we've got any leaks into here. But more importantly, we're seeing if it's leaking into the water system. And it isn't. Also, we changed the oil from up in the sump. It's all, at the moment, the truck is all let down onto its bump stops, so it's easy to work on. So this, well, you can look down on the engine. It's really easy to work on when the monster truck's like this. So yes, we've drained the oil. There is no water in the oil. Also, there is no oil in the water. And we've pressurized the water system and that was all right. It wasn't, we couldn't hear it leaking into any cylinders. We couldn't hear it, we had all the spark plugs out. It wasn't leaking into any of the spark plugs. So why is it blowing off the hoses? So what we have found, we found it on this. So basically the engine is in two halves. You got this half and that half. It's easy to treat it as two separate engines at this piece because the only bit that joins them together is the block. So on this one, water was coming out of here. If you were squeezing that, you could feel the water coming out from the electric water pump. On this one, if you squeeze this one, you couldn't feel any water coming out. So why would you not have any water coming out of this side of the engine? Well, the problem is actually on the other end. So just show you how the water system works. We've got the header tank here, but this is where the radiator is. If I go on widescreen a bit, that's a bit easier for you. So yeah, so the water comes out from the bottom of the radiator. The reason why you take the water out from the bottom of the radiator is that's the coolest point. Heat rises, so you want to put the coldest water into the engine you can. So the water comes from here, it goes over to the other side where the water pump is, and the water pump comes up, and you can probably just see, so it goes into one side of the engine there, and then it comes across and then down into this block here. It turned out when Zane assembled the engine, he got the block round the wrong way. So in that block there's a hole in it that lets water into the engine. Well, the problem is the hole was actually into the bracket that holds the supercharger belt on, so that water was trying to go that way. So there was no water in this side of the engine. The only water that was in there was sometimes when it would actually fill backwards from that pipe there, it would put a little bit of water in there, but it'd have a huge air leak, a huge amount of air in there. And what was happening is when the engine's running, the heat and the bit of water in there is turning to steam, superheated steam. So it's like a pressure cooker. It's got to go somewhere. When that pressure builds up, it's got to go somewhere. And that's what was blowing the hoses off. So the cylinder heads and everything is all right. We've done we've done a check on everything like that. So that is all good. So yeah, so it was getting superheated steam in there, which was blowing the hoses off on the engine. Now, it took us a long time to find that out. A long time. We nearly started to strip the engine because we had to find out why this was happening. And it's just lucky that Zane picked up that there was no water movement at the other end. Now, the other reason I didn't want to drive the truck anymore at Truckfest is if you can appreciate, we knew there was a problem with it. It blew it off in the middle of the show, in the middle of the arena. Then it blew it off again after that, still in the middle of the arena. Now, the thing with a monster truck is it's so big, it's up in the air. It's not like a normal car where it's all under a bonnet, it's all enclosed. Most of the stuff on the monster truck is exposed. And I was not happy that this could have gone, it could have blew a hose off when it was near people. When I brought it back into the arena, back into the holding age, I made sure that the back of the monster truck was away from everybody. So if you notice, I drove it straight into the thing, straight into the pits, and I went head on. I didn't try and park it up like it was normally, so people could have their photos of it, because I didn't want anybody to get burnt or scorched with hot water coming off the back of Swamp Thing. So that is the reason why we weren't bringing it back out on the Monday, because we knew we had a problem with it, wasn't sure what it was, didn't want to do any more damage to the engine, but I didn't want to do any damage to people more than anything. I couldn't live with myself if someone got scorched with hot steam water coming out of Swamp Thing. So, but yeah, it's all fixed now. We've had it up running. Quite relieved, to tell the truth. But yeah, so now we're just getting on to doing some other stuff on it. So we're just getting on to, we've taken off the bed mounts and everything, because to work on the truck, we actually take the bodywork off the back of it. You can see it's a lot easier to work on when it's like that. So now we're just going through, cleaning everything up. I've got to fix the jack, because we actually broke the jack. So we got the jack apart at the moment. We broke a wheel off of it, so I'm just going to fix that in a minute. What else have I got to do? Oh yeah, I've got to clean all the injectors. I wanted to take all the injectors out, clean all them. That's quite fiddly. But yeah, so just a quick update on what's happening with us. Yeah, so we're all good to go. So we're back on now, working on the monster truck, doing its normal service. Now, what we're going to be doing now is I'm not actually doing the backlash on the valves, because they shouldn't have moved. Well, what I'm actually doing is doing the injectors. So can't get to them easily with the rocker cover on, especially this one here, because it is right where the bolt hole is. So now I can get to it. So I've got a spanner. Oh, it's still tight. Let's get another one on the bottom. Let's put this one on there. That's it, it's got it now. So yeah, so these are all the injectors that go into the cylinder. So on the monster truck we've got 8 injectors in the top which go into the supercharger, and now we've got 8 injectors, well, for this side and for the other side, that go into the one per cylinder. So I'm just taking that line off now. So now I can get in there with this and actually take the injector out itself. So the injectors in the bottom are actually a lot smaller than what's in the top, because we're only squirting a small amount of methanol. Well, still a large amount, but it's compared to the other one. And then we have a look through it to see if there's any debris in there, so we can get the airline now. Just happens that the lock wire is exactly the right size to go through the hole. But my eyes aren't as good. There we go, it's going through now. Yeah, so that, now we know that one is absolutely clean. So we just give it a quick spray. We'll wait for that to go. Why does that compressor kick in all the time when we're doing video? So now the injector's clean. All we have to simply do is just reassemble it all back up. So I'm going to carry on doing the rest of this, and we'll find out what I'm doing next in a minute. Right, so I'm on to fixing the jack wheel. So the jack, that's the bit that bolts on the jack. What you have, you'd have that bit coming through there, and that cap goes on the top, and it's basically the cap has broken, so I'm going to weld that onto there when it's finished. But we've lost all the ball bearings, so I've been over to our local bearing supplier and they had everything in stock that I needed. So I bought these 8mm ball bearings, and we just put loads of Lucas grease onto here, and we're going to hold all the ball bearings in with the grease. Hopefully I've worked it out. I've counted enough, because I worked out how big it was all the way round. and how many balls I was going to need. Sorry, ball. And then if I put all these in, and I make sure they're all touching each other. So we're actually using the grease not to make something sticky, but to actually, oh sorry, not slippy. We want it sticky so we can get it together. So then that goes in there. The reason why also I've got it in the box, so just in case they all fall out, they don't go everywhere. So then that can go. Should be able to get that on. If I've measured it right. When they're going in. There we go. Push all that down. Then I can clean this up now and then weld that on the top of there. And that's the jack fixed. I've got some more, I had to buy 100 of them. So if it does it again, we can fix it again. That's it fixed. So we nearly got the truck ready to load back into the trailer. What we have to do to get the truck into the trailer is to put nitrogen in the shock absorbers, and my fitting has broken. Now, I was ordering some new ones anyway. They take about 2 weeks to come in. So I'm going to phone them up because I've ordered 4, because my idea was when we was with the slingshot truck, they fill all 4 shock absorbers in one go, and it makes it a lot more predictable and a lot quicker. So I was gonna do that, but I want to be able to load it back in the trailer. So I thought, oh, that's no problem. I've got another one on this, and that one's broken as well. I didn't realise that one. So yeah, so I still can't fill the shocks in the truck. So I actually made one of these for Kevin Talbot with the Game Over monster truck. So I've just phoned him up and he says, yeah, Tony, must be really loud if you've got headphones on. Sorry about that. Yeah, come over, come and borrow it. So we got a nice little drive over to his place now, because he lives about 3 hours away from us. But we can get to see his awesome monster truck. So we have come to Kevin Talbot's shop with his amazing Game Over monster truck.
Hello!
Hello, look at this. You can't, I'll have to put it on wide. It only just fits in the wall, between the walls. He's got it on his big tyres in his workshop.
We put 2 big wheels on the outside and then I have to drive it in on the 2 little wheels.
Hang on a minute.
And then I have to knock that wall out over there, just so we can put the 2 wheels in there and then...
What, so you had to put those 2 on first?
Yeah, and then outside.
Outside?
Then reverse it in. The other 2 wheels were in that room.
Right. I was going to say, because there's no way you're going to get the wheels on there.
Swinging off and on.
Oh, wow. But yeah, so what we did at the first show when Kevin was about, we hit a Swamp Thing sticker on it. And it's been 8 months now? At least 8 months, and he's still not found a sticker.
I reckon there's no sticker on there.
There is a sticker on there, Kev.
I've not looked everywhere.
So should we play hot or cold then?
Yeah, let's do a hot and cold.
All right then. So where do you want to start?
I've spent like 3 hours looking. It's costing me money now.
All right, so you're fairly warm. Fairly warm there. Oh, you're getting colder. So you're getting colder. Oh, cold, going cold again. Oh, you're getting warmer. No, you got your head's getting hotter. Stand up in there. Can you stand up in there or not? You got a plate on that side. Oh, you might have to go on the other side then.
Oh, what? Is there 2 stickers?
No,
Just one.
there's 1 sticker.
Just you won't be able to find it.
You won't be able to find it from that side.
What? I was literally looking everywhere, like you're making it up, there's no sticker.
There is. There is a sticker. Right, you're getting warmer now. Yeah. So, you're getting warmer that way.
Really?
Extremely warm.
Oh, you're getting colder now. Cold. Put it this way, Kevin. I can see it from here.
I'm gonna have to play that.
I can see it.
I'm gonna have to play that game on your truck as well.
I've just showed everybody where it is, and you haven't seen it. I don't know if you could.
You can make me wait for the video, won't you?
This is a funny game.
Really warm.
No, it's getting colder. It was pretty warm then. Climb in.
Well, if I sit in it, will I see it?
No. 100% won't see it if you sit in it.
Can I see it from here?
No.
Oh. No, if you can see it from there.
Yeah, I can see it from here. I'm not lying. There is a really bad reflection, but I can see it from here.
Oh, you see it in your reflection?
No, there's a really bad reflection, but you can see it. Come and stand here, seeing if you can work out where it is.
Oh, I can see it.
It's right there on the back of the seat. It's up under there. Let's go on the camera on the inside and show you where I'll put it.
About it the other day, didn't even know.
I know you was on about that bit, and you was actually climbing up in there. Yeah, and I thought, are you gonna see it? You're gonna see it.
Yeah, I was talking about these.
Yeah,
I bet you saw it on the video.
Yeah.
You saw it in the video, I'll send it to you. And you saw it on FaceTime.
So we FaceTime each other the other day and was talking about the seat and how the seat's mounted, and he even showed me the picture of it on it. So yeah, I stuck it on the back of the seat, which is oh, I don't know if I can see it from here. Yeah, so
Don't help your left hand tinted.
yeah.
I would never have found that.
So that is the bit we need. So yeah, now we can get the shocks charged and get it loaded in the trailer. Okay, so we're back from Kevin's. We've got the fitting on. So all we're doing now is charging the shock absorber. So at the moment, what pressure's in there at the minute?
Just under 250 psi.
Oh, okay. So we need 300. So can you put 300 in? I'm gonna try and film this with one hand and do what I need to do. So we got the nitrogen connected into it. At the moment, this thing is open. So here there.
Yeah.
And then we get the spanner, and then we're closing the valve. No, not yet. Can you film this bit? Because I can't do it. So now we're closing the valve. Pass the phone to Georgina. And then we close the valve off. Oh, so that's the valve closed off. Is the bottle off?
No.
Can you turn the bottle off? The bottle off now?
Yeah.
And then all we do is now we take the fitting off, and it will let any nitrogen that's in the line back out, so you will hear it hiss. And that is the shock absorber done. So that's got 300 psi. So in there's a piston. So on this side there's oil, and on this side there's nitrogen. So we set the height of the monster truck, and then we set how much nitrogen is in there. And basically we set the height of it, and I know at 300 psi this won't lift the truck any higher. So that is how we set the suspension on the monster truck. Thank you to Kevin for lending me this, and I'm going to make him a manifold as well. He wants a manifold like I'm making, like the slingshot truck uses as well. So now I'm just going to pour a little bit of petrol in it and start it up. Might not go on the first one because we're only just putting a little bit of petrol in there. So it starts on this. This is just going straight in the top of the engine, and then it'll suck the methanol in. because where we've had all the injectors out, there is no fuel anywhere. So when we fire this up, we've got to be going around looking to see if there's anything leaking, i.e. fuel. So let's get ready to go to the Devon Truck Show. Okay, so we're all loaded in the trailer. Next stop, Devon Truck Show.
Suck me in the smoke, breathe me in.